Previously on Danganronpa.
Well, that's probably just a coinkydink. The most suspicious out of the four is really Kyo. He suggested the whole seance idea.
True, I may have suggested it, but I explained the procedure beforehand, yes? If we all knew of it before the murder, then we are all equally suspicious.
Oh, Kokichi knows about the other rooms being set up exactly like the room that the seance was done in.
After stabbing herself with the sickle, she threw it underneath the floor.
So she took off the floorboard to get rid of the sickle?
Yes, that makes sense to Gonta.
No. If Tenko killed herself and then set it up to make it look like someone else did it, then Himiko would die. And there is no way in hell Tenko would ever allow that to happen. Hello, I'm Unca Crunk. Welcome back to Danganronpa, where we are trying to prove that Tenko did not, in fact, commit her own murder. We have to believe in Tenko. I'll make them all believe. Okay, non-stop debate start. Let's see now. What are we doing?
So far, suicide seems to be the best explanation.
Her plan was to take us down with her. So she hid her true intentions.
Tenko's not that kind of person!
But if Tenko did commit suicide, it would explain how she died during the seance.
She could have secretly brought the sickle and then stabbed herself with it.
Finally, with the last of her strength, she threw the sickle underneath the floor. All the pieces fit.
I don't think so. Everyone thinks that Tenko committed suicide, but only because they're latching on to the easiest answer. To get out of this, I need to make them think their suicide theory wouldn't work.
So far, suicide seems to be the best explanation.
Her plan was to take us down with her, so she hid her true intentions. She brought the sickle and then stabbed herself with it.
Finally, with the last of her strength, she threw
What?
the sickle
Ow.
underneath the floor.
Wrong button. I
All
press-
the pieces.
So far, suicide seems to be the best explanation. Her plan was to take us down with her, so she hid her true intentions. She could have secretly brought the sickle and then stabbed herself with it.
Finally, with the last of her strength,
Wait, what? She would have been able to throw it away in time, no? That is, I suppose, unless her death was instant.
Damn it!
I made a mistake. I need to think it over again.
So far, suicide seems to be the best explanation.
Her plan was to take us down with her. So she hid her true intentions.
Oh.
Tenko's not that kind of person!
But if Tenko did commit
Somebody told me that when I can hear
it
lyrics,
would explain how she died
I can
during
lie.
the seance.
All right, hang on.
She could have secretly brought the sickle and then stabbed herself with it.
finally, with the last of her strength,
Aha!
The truth. Tenko couldn't have thrown the sickle under the floor because she died instantly.
instantly,
Her death might not have been instant, but she couldn't have gone far before she bled out.
I'm certain of it. My investigation determined that she died instantly.
Okay. See, I was thinking that her last moments, she couldn't. I think Maki said she couldn't have done much more than die after taking a wound like that. So, yeah, no way she was getting rid of the sickle. But apparently, I needed to lie.
What's your opinion, Maki? I'd like to hear from someone who specializes in murder.
Maki.
You're right. I completely forgot about that important detail.
Thanks for backing me up there.
Tenko died instantly.
What?
As an assassin, I specialize in killing my targets swiftly. I have no doubt that Tenko was killed immediately.
Words of a true killer. Pretty sure we can believe everything she said.
Thank you, Maki.
How could you forget that, Maki roll? You better apologize to Shuichi.
Don't push it.
Excuse me?
It's okay, Kaito, really. No apology necessary. Anyway, Tenko died so suddenly that she couldn't have gotten rid of the sickle. Knowing that, the theory that she killed herself just doesn't fit, correct?
Just like I thought. Tenko wouldn't commit suicide.
Thank goodness, Himiko.
Which means someone definitely killed Tenko during the seance.
Her suicide was considered because we could not determine how she was killed.
No! There must have been a way! We're gonna figure it out!
Did any of the participants witness anything peculiar during the seance?
Yeah, that thunk.
If you know something, please speak up. It could be the key to solving this mystery.
Not a bad idea. We should remember what happened at the seance. Let me try to remember. I'm sure there's something. I need some kind of clue that will help me solve this mystery. All right.
Did anything seem out of the ordinary during the seance?
There.
There is something that bothers me. The fact that the seance failed. The ritual was perfect, and yet it failed. Very strange.
Now that I think about it, while we were all singing the song, I heard something fall, I think.
Oh, there it is.
I'm more concerned about how dark it got in there. I mean, it was totally pitch black. My job was to relight the candles. Moving along the walls was seriously tough.
It was pitch black during the seance. That limits what could have happened. To stay calm, think. There must be some kind of a clue.
Did anything seem out of the ordinary?
During the seance, there is something that bothers me. The fact that the seance failed. The ritual was perfect, and yet it failed. How utterly strange. Now that I think about it, while we were all singing the song, I heard something fall, I think.
Damn it. Ah,
I'm more concerned
Damn,
about
damn,
how
damn,
dark
damn,
it got in there.
I mean, it was totally pitch black. My job was to relight the candles. Moving along the walls was seriously tough. Did anything seem out of the ordinary during the seance? There is something that bothers me. The fact that the seance failed. The ritual was perfect, and yet it failed. How utterly strange. Now that I think about it, while we were all singing the song, I heard something fall.
yay. Got it.
I agree!
I consent to something falling. Or something.
Himiko, you think that something fell because of that sound you heard, right?
Bang. Okay, not thunk. Bang.
It sounded like something heavy fell down and hit the floor really hard. What could have fallen down?
Fallen down? There wasn't anything on the ceiling that could have fallen down, right?
Am I wrong? I thought something fell, but
The sound was pretty loud. It did seem like something hit the floorboards.
Loud sound like something hit the floorboards. Maybe that sound had something to do with the other thing that happened in the dark. What? Oh, okay. There we go, the loose floorboard. Probably.
This is it!
Okay.
I think the floorboard coming off had something to do with that sound. That floorboard came loose at some point during the seance, right?
would the floorboard have made such a loud sound, though?
It was the sound of an intense impact.
If the impact was that intense, then it could have loosened the floorboard.
That is true. There would have had to be a strong impact to make that sound. But what was it? What could it possibly be?
All right, then. Let's go with that. We all gotta put our heads together now.
Yeah.
So what made the floorboard come loose?
Judging from the sound, there must have been considerable force.
Someone who participated in the seance. Maybe that person tore off the floorboard. That wouldn't make such a loud crashing sound.
Maybe the wooden statue fell over.
But that statue was still on top of the cage.
Culprit hide under floor. Then stood up with such might.
But we already said there was no one under the floor.
Someone must have stomped through the floorboard.
Oh.
A floorboard
Sure.
that comes loose when you step on it is dangerous.
There.
God, it's like I'm the only one here who's staying on the ball.
You hardly have any experience with balls to say that, Mew.
Don't be stupid. Don't you know me and Balls are the best of friends?
What would have made a strong enough impact to knock the floorboard loose? I think about everyone's testimony and combine it with the facts.
So what made the floorboard come loose?
Judging from the sound, there must have been considerable force. Someone who participated in the seance. Maybe that person tore off the floorboard. That wouldn't make such a loud crashing sound. Maybe the wooden statue fell over. But that statue was still on top of the cage. Culprit hide under floor. Then stood up with such might. But we already said there was no one under the floor.
Someone must have stomped through the floorboard.
Wrong button again. Got it. Yay!
I agree.
I agree with the gremlin.
Kokichi is right. The floorboard came loose because someone stomped on it.
But floorboards fit perfect. Going to make sure first time we go to empty room.
When we first saw the room, yes. But when I looked again during the investigation, one of the cross pieces supporting the floorboards was cut off. After examining the cut, I concluded that it must have been done deliberately.
Someone? You mean the culprit, right? Why'd they do that?
What did the culprit stand to gain by cutting the cross piece?
What do they stand to gain? That's the question. Solve this case, I'll need to think carefully about the crosspiece and the floorboard. Tenko's body was at one end of the loose floorboard, and the crosspiece had been cut was on the other end of the floorboard. The unsupported part was outside the cage, so it could have been stomped on. Only one of the cross pieces was cut. The other two were intact. One of them was right under Tenko, and the other was in the center, right about where the center of the cage was. Edge of the cage was, I mean. What was the culprit attempting to achieve by stomping on the floorboard? Think, come on, think. Seesaw. Wait a minute, what? Hang on. Okay, so seesaw something. Okay, new letters. What? Seesaw. Oh. Seesaw effect. Yeah, seesaw effect. There we go.
That's right. The floorboard might have been used as a seesaw.
Huh? A seesaw?
The crosspiece at one end of the floorboard had been cut off. The other two crosspieces holding up that board were close to the cage. Meaning, if you were to apply force to the end of the floorboard with no crosspiece, the next crosspiece would act as a fulcrum to turn the floorboard into a lever. A lever capable of lifting up Tenko's entire body.
Her whole body lifted up?
Yep.
Yeah, that sounds like a seesaw, all right. But why bother lifting Tenko's body?
Kill her.
They couldn't have killed Tenko like that. Unless they used the sickle.
That's exactly it. Using the seesaw trick, it was possible to kill Tenko with a sickle.
Huh? How?
On top of the cage under the blanket.
In order for the culprit to kill Tenko with a seesaw trick, the placement of the sickle is the most important factor.
Floorboard, seesaw, the cage, and the blood on the white fabric. What conclusions can I draw from this? There's only one place the sickle could have been that is consistent with the evidence. Then, where was the sickle when Tenko was killed? On top of the cage.
That's it! The sickle was at the top of the iron cage, with the blade facing down. The reason we didn't see it was because of the fabric covering the cage. Also, the wooden statue kept the blade in place. It's true that the sickle's handle was thick, which made the statue wobble, but the statue's weight kept it from falling over. Once everything was in place, if you stepped hard enough on the seesaw, Tenko's body would have shot upward and hit the blade on the top of the cage. She was bent over, meaning the sickle's blade would have connected with her neck.
The 6-inch sickle blade wasn't long enough to stab Tenko in her crouched position. But with the floorboard acting as a seesaw, it could compensate for the blade's length.
Bringing the victim to the sickle rather than bringing the sickle to the victim. That's definitely an unorthodox idea.
It's crazy, but it would explain how Tenko got stabbed while she was in the cage.
So the sound we heard was the culprit stomping on the floorboard.
Yep.
That impact make floorboard come loose.
Looks like we got ourselves a good old-fashioned seesaw homicide.
Old-fashioned?
Wait, what the hell's a seesaw homicide? That's fucking crazy!
The craziness is what really makes the killing game fun, you know? They can't get away with murder the normal way, so they gotta think outside the box. Kudos, culprit! You did a great job keeping me entertained.
Indeed. Well played, Himiko.
What? Really?
Yeah?
It was you, wasn't it? The one behind the seesaw homicide.
Why her?
Because she's the only one capable of carrying out this plan.
The only one? Why's that?
Because this seesaw homicide required its location to be prepared beforehand.
Oh, because Himiko chose the room.
By cutting the crosspiece beneath the floorboard, you mean?
Then the culprit would need to lure their victim into the prepared room. That is why you chose that room for the seance. Is it not, Himiko?
However, there are 3 empty rooms. Which one shall we use? The middle one. The middle room's always best for stuff like this.
Oh yeah! Himiko was the one who chose the site for the seance!
She likely found out about my plans for the seance somehow.
You were quite vocal about the seance, Kyo. You even had instructions for it in your lab.
Our culprit, Himiko, prepared her seesaw trap ahead of time. Then she waited for me to host the seance and suggested the middle room. She led us all into holding the seance right where she wanted it.
Don't worry, Himiko, I got you back.
Then, she killed Tenko, all according to plan.
That's a lie, right? Himiko did such a thing?
In the end, Himiko, who Tenko cherished and loved, tragically killed her.
Wait! We don't know that, right? He's wrong, right, Himiko? Himiko would never kill Tenko, right?
Kill Tenko? I killed Tenko?
Himiko?
What's wrong, Himiko?
It is true that using the middle room was Himiko's idea. Does that mean that Himiko really killed Tenko? Would something like that really happen? Something so cruel? Oh, intermission.
Well now.
Looks like we've reached the intermission segment, which means it's time for our Guess the Victim Quiz! A victim quiz, not a culprit quiz? The only victims are the people who are still watching this thrown-out boring crap. Why are you being such a downer all of a sudden?
It's okay.
It is okay, I am sure everyone is happy. How do you know? They could be skipping this entire conversation for all you know. I can't take it anymore. The real victim is here and me. Why are you getting upset? If anything, I'm the real victim. I gotta put up with all this nonsense all the time.
Absolutely right.
That's the right answer, Monodam. Why? He hasn't said anything.
Hey,
Exactly, because there are no victims. Yep, even if you're killed in this killing game, you're a winner! Because then everyone mourns you and you get tons of posthumous popularity.
Daddy!
Oh, Daddy, you don't need to reveal these kind of behind-the-scenes details.
all right.
Dying makes you more popular? Then we all gotta die soon, too. What? Resume.
This is my impression of a spooky, scary ghost.
You suck at it.
I'm fine with real ghosts, but impressions of them are too scary!
Logic does not compute.
Did you hear something?
No, I didn't hear anything.
You're on the threshold of an amazing adventure.
You know what else is scary? Sweet buns. Yep, tasty, tasty sweet buns. So round, so sweet, so delicious.
That doesn't sound scary at all.
I'm scared too. Scared of losing my friends.
Did you hear something?
No, I didn't hear anything.
Okay, great talk, everyone. Can we get back to it now?
Answer us, Himiko. You chose the middle room to lure us into your trap, did you not? Then you used that trap to kill Tenko, yes?
Well, Donkey Lips, did you kill that twat?
Wait, must be some mistake. No way Himiko is culprit.
Then she needs to defend herself. Otherwise, this debate is deadlocked.
I'm not sure why she's not, except maybe...
I don't care if you gotta use magic to do it, but say something already.
Are you even listening?
No, I'm not listening.
Okay.
I don't care anymore. I'm too tired. Angie died. Tanko died. Why did I have to survive? And now, you're all saying I killed them? I just don't care anymore.
Himiko.
Do whatever. If you want to vote for me, then just go ahead.
The game gets really blah if the suspect isn't into it.
Also, you know good and well that she didn't kill her, so you definitely don't want us voting for her.
That's not the problem.
Damn it. Don't tell me you've given up.
Himiko, don't give up!
Don't you understand? My life is riding on the outcome of this trial!
Just shut up. I told you, I'm too tired. It's all just a big pain. I can't put up with it anymore.
What are you talking about? If you give up here...
You needn't worry. Himiko was the one who chose that room. Therefore, she is unmistakably the culprit.
Impossible! Himiko would never kill Tanko! Himiko not that kind of person. Gonta can tell by Himiko's face.
Himiko's a little slow, so I don't think she's capable of handling a complicated crime.
I also think Himiko's not the culprit. Somehow.
Either way, we gotta look for more possibilities.
That does seem like rather a pointless quest.
No, is not. We gotta be strong. Gotta keep thinking. Then we might find new truth. So no give up, Himiko!
Himiko, I know how you feel. I felt the same way after Kaede died. But we can't give up. We survived. We can't give up. For the sake of everyone who died. We can't give up! Alright, let's see.
Performing the seance in that room was Himiko's decision, was it not?
What if someone steered her into picking that room?
Of the 3 empty rooms, why did you select the middle one, Himiko? Because you laid your trap there?
Was trap only in that room? Other rooms may be trapped too.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, even if Himiko picked the room, someone else could have set that trap.
Your opinions are empty words.
If the culprit's plan were to make Himiko a suspect, they might have persuaded her to choose that room somehow. But how? And what would that tell us?
Performing the
Okay,
seance.
Gonta.
In that room. What's Himiko's decision, was it not?
Gonta's got it right.
Of the 3 empty rooms. Why did you select the middle one, Himiko? Because you laid your trap there. Was trap only in that room?
Other rooms.
I agree.
Yep. The other 2 rooms were trapped.
It's just like Gonta said. Each room was the same. They were all trapped.
What? Is that true?
Kokichi will tell you.
I was way too careless. Wait, what are you talking about?
I guess there was no crosspiece supporting this floorboard, so I kinda stepped through. My bad luck.
While you were in the room next to the crime scene, you found a loose floorboard, right?
Well, I didn't find it so much as I stepped through it and tripped.
What? Hold on! There was also a loose floorboard in the next room?
So the culprit prepared a trap in all 3 empty rooms, not just the middle one.
Exactly.
If the culprit set traps in all the rooms, then they wouldn't need to select a room themselves.
So the real trap was for someone else to pick a room and take the blame.
Busted!
I see. We were caught in the culprit's trap all along.
Especially you!
But now there's no reason to suspect Himiko, right?
Himiko, do you remember what Tenko told you?
Keep your chin up and live life facing forward. Survive with me and everyone else. Please.
Live life facing forward. She said that to you, right? If you give up on living, you'd be betraying her memory. We're all trying to keep our promises to the dead. This trial, it's not just for our lives. It's for everyone who's died as well. That's why we can't give up. This is our responsibility. We live on.
You're right. Yeah, that's right. If I gave up here, I wouldn't be able to face Angie or Tenko.
That's right. So let's do our best.
All right. I'm not gonna say it's a pain anymore. I won't give up. I'll fight alongside everyone and survive.
Yay, Himiko!
Do not say everyone. After all, the Blackened is still among us.
Jeez, there you go. Killing the mood like usual. But damn, well said, Shuichi. That's what I'd expect from my soul bro.
I'm your soul bro now.
Your soul, bro?
Yeah, soul bro. You know, you got that soul glow about you.
Well, anyway, do you think the Blackened this time has some sort of superpower?
What?
What are you talking about?
Well, as a self-proclaimed expert of stepping through floorboards, isn't it weird that no one stepped through that floorboard before the culprit used it?
Oh.
Ah, that is a good point.
It must have been barrier magic.
Wait a minute, someone did step through it. There was dried blood on it.
Well, that's one possibility, but I think it might have been something else.
Why didn't no one step on the floorboard until it was used for the murder? That's it. That must be the reason. Okay, yeah, those dried blood on it. Oh, that doesn't seem like it's related. Shuichi, when you were preparing the seance, was there a spot you didn't step? Oh, the magic circle.
Oh no!
Okay, right. Magic circle. Hang on. There.
This is it! It's because of the magic circle at the scene of the crime.
Also, it's dark in here, so be sure to watch your step. If the magic circle is broken, not only will the seance fail, but it may also unleash a curse.
Before we began the seance, we were warned not to step on the circle. The floorboard in question was within the circle. That's why no one stepped on it.
So the magic circle's purpose was to keep us away from the whole trick.
That was part of the culprit's plans too?
That's right. If that's the case, then the culprit. There's no doubt in my mind they are the one who killed Tenko. Only one person had the opportunity and the motive. Well, I'm still not sure what the motive is.
It has to be you! Kyo, was it you?
Whatever are you talking about?
I'm talking about Tenko's murder.
Kyo?
Why do you suspect me?
Because you were the one who drew the magic circle. The circle kept us from discovering the seesaw trick. But that's not all it was for. In order to make the murder succeed, variables like Tenko's position and the placement of the cage needed to be defined. And those variables were defined by using the magic circle.
Okay, so is Kyo going to cave and then be like, well, it doesn't matter because I didn't kill Angie, and we're here to find Angie's killer?
In short, the circle itself was the most important tool in this murder. Knowing that, the person who drew the magic circle has to be the culprit.
Well, Kyo?
Answer already! Did you do it?
What is so funny?
I was just thinking. So this is how each Blackened must have felt. What an intriguing experience this is.
What? An intriguing experience?
But if I am the culprit as you claim, then I stomped on the floorboard, yes?
Yes.
So, do tell. How could I have stomped on the floorboard during that darkened seance?
Well, you're the one who drew the circle. You're very familiar with the area.
I see. That is problem.
Unless that is made clear, you cannot be certain I am the culprit.
How can you be so calm when you're backed into a corner like this?
I will explain that in due time. Please answer my question first.
Culprit stepped on that exact floorboard, even in the darkness. How? How did they move around in total darkness? In a room that dark, it's hard to imagine the culprit found the right board. Although, even after I put out the candle, I could move along the wall with my hand.
Wait a minute. Maybe...
Did you figure it out?
No, that's it. The culprit didn't even have to see it all. They used... touch.
That's it!
I was going to say proprioception, but...
The culprit used touch. They didn't see, they felt.
That way they could get around in the dark, like how I got to the candle.
Wasn't seesaw in middle of room? Gonta doesn't think it was near wall.
So they probably used something besides the wall to move then, right? Were there any other markers within reach?
The magic circle?
Of course, the answer to that is there was nothing of the sort.
I'm sure there was something. A landmark they could have used to determine where the floorboard was. It must have been at the scene, I know it. Alright, let's see. Oh, hello. Hang on. Yeah, magic circle. That was an I, not an L. Crap. Is that an E? Yes. Okay.
I see now.
I am very close to running out of hearts over here.
That's it! The magic circle. They used the magic circle. Remember? The magic circle was drawn with salt. The culprit used the salt's texture to feel their way through the dark.
I see. So Kyo traced the magic circle with his hands to get to the loose floorboard.
Oh, I see. You drew the magic circle with salt to use it as a guide.
An interesting thought. It is unfortunate that it is so wrong.
But
Recall the document. What did the magic circle look like?
Based on the document, the magic circle wouldn't reach the corners of the room.
and
So what?
When the room was darkened, each of us was in a corner of the room, yes? The magic circle didn't reach us, so I could not have followed it, yes?
But you're talking about the magic circle in the document. That doesn't mean the circle you drew was the same.
ooh, good point, Himiko.
No, I most definitely drew it exactly the same. I have it perfectly memorized.
Yeah, but no one else does.
So which is it? Is there any way to check?
No, the circle was destroyed.
Not anymore. The magic circle is a complete mess from being trampled on.
I see. Another piece of the puzzle. Drawing the circle with salt all but guaranteed it would be temporary. The investigation itself would have gotten rid of the evidence. Clever.
Everyone, may I have your attention, please?
Please tell me you have a photographic memory or some shit.
What a pain. We don't have any way to check it now.
Excuse me, everyone. May I have your attention, please?
Well, I guess there's no point in discussing the magic circle anymore.
Hey, may I have your attention?
Oh, I said cut that out! It's too bright!
I apologize. I just wanted everyone to listen to me.
About what?
I had Mew add another function to my body, in addition to the flashlight.
What the? No way! Did you really? Stop! You can't! I didn't install it for that purpose!
Please, let me use it. With it, I might be able to save everyone.
Alright, so what is this function?
It's an image recording function.
Image recording?
Specifically, this function allows me to dispense a printout of my own memory. I'll give it a try. Ready?
From your mouth?
I also used magic like that before.
This printout is my memory of being kicked out of the seance. Please confirm that the floor of the empty room is clearly visible.
Oh, there are lines leading from diagonal lines leading to the corners.
Go on, take the picture and see for yourself.
Okay, got it.
I reluctantly took the paper from Kibo's mouth. So this is the magic circle used for the seance.
Well, Shuichi, do you notice anything?
Yes, I do. Notice anything? Oh.
There! This helped a lot, Kibo. Without you, I never would have seen through Kyo's lie.
My lie?
You just said that you drew the magic circle exactly as it appears in the document. But that's a lie, isn't it? The magic circle at the scene had lines that stretched to the room's corners, which means that you would be able to find the floorboard from anywhere in the room.
So it was different from the document after all.
All because Himiko noticed. And because of Kibo, too.
Hey, where's my thanks? I'm the one who installed that function into Kibo.
Hey, yeah, what was it you were saying about its purpose?
Yeah.
Oh, to be honest, the purpose of that image recording function is to monitor my health.
Oh, really?
Specifically, I make Kibo use that function every day to analyze my turds.
Excuse me?
Your what? Why? Shit is a great indicator of intestinal health and gut bacteria quality. Plus, taking a satisfying shit does wonders for a woman's natural beauty, so... See? You're all grossed out! This is why I didn't want to tell you about my plan!
Quit talking about your poop. No one cares. Kyo, you killed Tenko, didn't you? Just give up and admit it already.
So, Kyo, if you have any objections, you can...
Your deductions are fiction.
Oh, here we go.
Well, since you've given me the option, I will most certainly object. To be honest, it's unimportant, but it may be an amusing diversion.
Unimportant?
Now I shall bear witness to your abilities, Shuichi. Do entertain me. If you are going to claim I am the culprit, then what of the murder weapon? It was set up in the cage.
Oh, for crying out
The
loud.
only people capable of that are Kokichi and Shuichi, who carried the cage. So suspicion should fall on them.
Damn it! Ah! Kyo's attitude is disconcerting, but first I need to counter his argument.
If you are going to claim I am the culprit, then what of the murder weapon? It was set up in the cage. The only people capable of that are Kokichi and Shuichi, who carried the cage. So suspicion should fall on them.
Can't get it lined up the way I need to.
If you are going to claim I am the culprit, then what of the murder weapon? It was set up in the cage. The only people capable of that are Kokichi and Shuichi, who carried the cage. So suspicion should fall on them.
Ugh.
True, we could have placed the sickle there, but we could not have removed it later. Because we weren't the ones who lifted the cage. That was Himiko.
The only person who could have collected the sickle was Himiko. But the only people who could have placed the sickle are Kokichi and Shuichi. But in regards to that dilemma, I did not carry the cage, nor did I lift it. I had no opportunity to touch the sickle.
There it is.
I'll cut through your words!
The only person who could have set up the sickle and retrieved it afterward is Kyo. That was done by covering the cage with a white cloth. You could have secretly placed the sickle when you draped the cloth. And retrieved it afterward when you removed the cloth. Then, while everyone was distracted, you discreetly dropped the sickle under the floor.
Wonderful! That's exactly correct.
What?
It's correct? Then why don't you give up already?
The trick I put so much work into is just wasted effort now. Alas.
So, it was you? You killed Tenko?
Let me guess. You'll never forgive me. Himiko, you must hate me so very much.
Oh, here we go.
Maybe you'd feel better if I was executed by Monokuma. But unfortunately for you, that won't happen. Because if you vote for me, every spotless, including myself, will die.
What you talking about, Kyo?
You still don't understand? I killed Tenko, that is the truth. But it is meaningless in this class trial.
Meaningless?
You mean Monokuma's extra rule, right?
That's right. What happens to your votes if there are two blackened candidates? Well, I have an answer for that. It's first come, first served.
You see, I killed Tenko, but not Angie. For us, Tenko's death is nothing but a trivial issue. Because the blackened in this trial is the culprit who killed Angie.
Trivial issue? No, that's gotta be a lie. You probably killed Angie too.
That is simply not possible. Recall that I was unable to enter Angie's lab.
Oh, only student council members and Kokichi could enter research lab.
How could I have possibly killed Angie when I couldn't even enter her lab?
We can figure that out. No one else could have done it besides you. If you're the one who killed Tenko, you gotta be the one who killed Angie.
I understand how you feel, Himiko, but maybe we can discuss this rationally and calmly. There is a non-zero possibility that Kyo is telling the truth.
So you understand how she feels. I see. Wait, robots can understand human feelings?
Of course I understand. I work really hard to understand.
I have seen every single episode of Steven Universe at least 4 times.
Hey, why are you getting all worked up, Kibo? Chill, dude.
That's enough! It's voting time! I'm gonna vote for him!
Voting for me will only help the one who murdered Angie.
Isn't Kyo culprit?
Yes.
Of course I'm not. This case was an error on my part. Monokuma added that rule after both bodies were found, yes? How was I to know that the trial would only be for Angie's killer? Had I known, I certainly wouldn't have killed Tenko.
You're lying! You killed Tenko and Angie!
Now hold on. Jumping to conclusions here is dangerous.
We should talk it out more. This case might have juicy plot twists waiting to happen.
Nuts to that! Any way you look at this case, Kyo is obviously the culprit.
Yeah, there's sort of no other way to look at it.
No, it's too dangerous to vote before we arrive at a logical decision.
Okay.
You! Wowee! This argument is getting intense! At times like this.
Okay. We are going to do this in the next episode. To the outro! Well, I always knew proving Kyo killed Tenko would be the easy part. I mean, I figured that out pretty much immediately, and further investigation just confirmed my suspicions. Proving he killed Angie, on the other hand, not so much. Even if Angie did let him join the student council without telling anyone, we can't prove that, so I don't think that's how he gained access to her. So this debate face-off thingy that we're about to do is so that we won't vote for Kyo now, but rather go through the effort of proving that Kyo really did kill Angie. Funny thing about that is, if we did just vote for him, we'd be right. I don't think Monokuma cares about how we get the correct choice, only that we vote for the blackened. But now we have to convince everyone to continue the trial and prove that Kyo killed Angie too. Blah. In the meantime, up here is a playlist of my Phoenix Wright Trials and Tribulations playthrough, and down here is a video that YouTube recommends. Also, if you'd like to help out the channel and get videos a week early, we have channel memberships for that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!